What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Guys, I have a few minutes, so I figured I would spend it finishing this bike up. This is our small frame Vespa rebuild. If you've been following the series, we are almost done. I think it looks absolutely beautiful, to be honest with you. I have affectionately named it Pinot Noir, obviously, because of the color. So, yeah, can't wait to get this thing out in the sun to see what it really looks like. But like I said, it's almost done. I was able to get the horn installed. I went with a smaller horn because if you don't know, the bigger horn that came on the bike is actually a 6-volt AC horn. Okay, since we upgraded to a 12-volt AC ignition, that original horn did not work or would not work. I mean, actually, some people say it does work. Yeah, I don't know. Who knows how long it would last if we were to keep that. So I didn't like the way it looked because it's huge. So I went with the smaller one instead. I still mounted the same way with the factory clips. It's just that the opening was bigger, so the clip didn't really have a place to sit. So I kind of just placed it where it generally sits, and then I put the 4 screws in, and it was able to clamp the horn down pretty good. So I used this little grommet here, and it's pretty solid. So I'm gonna leave it alone. Up here we have the headlight installed. Both pilot light and headlight work. Now I did say I was following the Primavera wiring diagram you can get from scooterhelp.com, and everything else is the same. I wired everything exactly the way this is. The only thing is you need to disconnect the ground, which is #1 spot on this switch. Okay, there's also different switches I want to talk about. Some switches, when you hit the horn, it breaks contact, and some switches, when you hit the horn, it makes contact. So you have to get the version that actually makes contact when you hit the horn. You can tell just by looking at the back of it how that works. So like I said, I did wire it up exactly the same way as this. I just left the ground off because I had it hooked up with the ground and the headlight didn't work. So disconnected it, everything's good now. So everything's pretty much buttoned up here. I still need to order a new lock for this. I thought I had the right one, but as far as these locks, they're always a pain in the butt as far as which one will work, which one won't. So we'll worry about that later. It's not a big deal. Back here, the only thing I have left to do is to install the gas tank. And the seat, of course. So the owner has opted to go with this VMC 7-liter gas tank. It's extended range, obviously. So it came with this standard petcock, but the owner has, but I got the petcock that actually works with the SIP gauge. Okay, so when the fuel is low, it actually flashes on the gauge, because this petcock does not have a reserve spot. It's either on or off. Okay, I know the other ones that have the fuel level sender, they do have all 3 spots. This one for the VMC tank does not. Okay, so yeah, that's good to go. I just need to assemble this thing. It's just a top plate with a plastic tank, a bunch of nuts and bolts up top, and then of course the fuel rod needs to be cut down a little bit. In the instructions it says you need to cut it down about 14 centimeters. I think that's a mistake. I think they probably mean 14 millimeters, because 14 centimeters is like 140 millimeters. So yeah, whoever wrote those instructions is probably wrong. But anyways, I connected this to the rod. I already dropped the tank into the bike, and I'm going to cut a total of 24 millimeters off, because that will actually make this rod sit close enough to the frame and it still look pretty good. So yeah, that's what I'm going to do first. I'm going to cut it down, drill a new hole in it, and then we'll get the tank mounted. Alright, so I have the fuel rod shortened up. I think it's about where it should be. We'll know when we actually install the tank. But I have the fuel tab bolted onto the tank. It's just these 2 10-millimeter bolts. Okay, on the top here, the top plate of the tank is actually separate. So you want to kind of put it sort of in position here, and then put the rest of the bolts in it. Okay, I'm going to leave them all loose right now because I'm not sure how this thing's positioned in. So I'm going to drop it in there, and then I'll tighten all the top screws. Okay, so now I'm going to attach my fuel line to the tank. Guys, this is pretty much just 5/16 inner diameter fuel line you can get from your local auto parts store. I got a whole spool of it from Amazon for like 20 bucks. So rather than buying 2-foot sections at a time from anywhere else, if you do it on bikes, you should really consider getting the entire roll. So I'm going to again use my Autiker clamps. These are, well, originally they were made by Autiker. It's Oetiker. But now all kinds of different manufacturers make them as well. They're single-eared hose clamps. Okay, you can get an entire kit like this, or you can get just this size from Amazon. This size is 12.8 to 15.3 millimeters. Okay, I do enough bikes where I have to keep using these things, and they are one-time use only. All right, once you pinch it, you got to cut them off. But you know, once you pinch it, they're pretty much permanent. Okay, unlike your other clamps, you know, the screw-on ones, which are, those are pretty good too. But you know, these are the ones I've always used, and they're stainless and all that good stuff. So never had any issues with these coming off. So this is what I use. You can use whatever you feel like. All right, so put it on there, clamp it just like this, and that's pretty much it. All right, so I just went to drop the tank in. I just realized the wiring for the fuel sender on the bike end is different than the one that's on the petcock. So that's weird. Maybe I got the wrong one. I could have sworn that's the only one I saw on there, but I'm going to go ahead and put the original one back on there, and I'll take it up with the SIP to see, you know, if they have a different one. All right, let's do it again. All right, so I just put the original fuel tap back onto the tank. This one actually comes with all 3 positions, compared to the other one that has the fuel sending unit. So to be honest with you, I'd rather have this, because every electronic fuel sender I've had on all my bikes, they've all had issues flashing when the fuel's not low and whatnot. So this is probably the best way to do it. I just like to have all the pieces that belong to whatever, you know, electronics that comes or that I install on these bikes. That's why I went with the electronic fuel sender. But right now it doesn't work, so we'll just go with this original one, and this shouldn't have any issues. So let's go ahead and drop this back into the bike and see how everything fits. Alrighty, I got the tank bolted in. Fuel rod is exactly where it needs to be. There's a little grommet that goes around there. I'll put that back in, and we can install the seat. So the owners decided to go with this beautiful Nisa seat, N-I-S-A. I think it's Italian, I'm not sure. But so guys, for those of you that don't know, you are able to order SIP parts from Scooter Mercado. All right, go on their website, type in order in the search bar, and then the SIP order form will come up. You pretty much just put all the information in, and David will order it for you. And it usually comes pretty quick. It's usually 3 or 4 days for me. So that, and you save on the shipping. So yeah, guys, if you didn't know that, David does do that on his website. So most of these SIP parts are from him. Actually, all of them. I've never actually ordered directly from SIP. So gives you an idea of, or another option if you need to get stuff from SIP pretty quickly. All right, so let's go ahead and bolt the seat on. It's pretty simple. Got 2 bolts up here. Came with 2 little rubber washers here and here. The rubber washers on before I bolt it onto the frame. Okay, I have the seat fully bolted on. I had to space the rear magnet catch up with 5 spacers to make it actually click onto the seat. Okay, so now that's perfect. All right, so the other thing I had to do was cut a little bit of the nub off the gas cap. I believe this is a dirt bike gas cap, but a little nub that was sticking out was actually hitting the seat, so I had to grind it down a little bit. So not a big deal. Got it all to fit. Everything looks pretty damn good, to be honest with you. So yeah, this is pretty much it. I'm gonna take the tape off and we'll roll it outside and see how it looks. There you have it, guys. She's pretty much all done. I just need to make a couple of minor adjustments to it, but nothing too serious. But yeah, it's ready to be picked up by the new owner, and I'm sure he's gonna love it. But yeah, guys, my family emergency, or actually my family situations, is settling down a little bit, so I might be able to continue this channel and continue all those projects I have in the background for you guys. So please stay tuned for that. And for those of you guys that have actually supported this channel from day one, I really appreciate it, and please continue to do so. All right, so other than that, that's it for this build series. If you guys have enjoyed these videos, please don't forget to like and subscribe. I'll catch you all next time.